The Fat Controller preferred steam engines on his railway, but he found diesels useful because they could pull either coaches or trucks. "Well, you're versatile," he would say to them. "Real mixed traffic engines." Boko and Bear were proud of this, but James was not impressed. He liked these two diesels, but he treated all others with deep suspicions. "Diesels don't use coal and water," he would say darkly. "How can you trust an engine who hasn't normal habits?" Visiting diesels would sometimes boast about how special they were. Usually, Boko and Bear had to spend the next day smoothing ruffled feelings. One day, a particularly crass diesel came from the other railway. When the visitor found out that he was going to have to share a shed with steam engines, he stopped outside in disgust and refused to go any further. "How on earth does your controller keep such out-of-date objects?" he would grumble rudely. "Dirty, smoky, slow things. Ah." He shuddered delicately. On our railway, the diesel continued loftily. "Steam engines are kept strictly in their place and not allowed on the main line without special permission." Boko, who was showing the diesel around, lost patience. "Stay outside then if you're so proud about it," he said crossly. "I'm going to join my friends." "I hope it's cold tonight and that he won't start in the morning," snorted James. "At least someone might want to preserve us. Who need him, old stuck-up?" The engines were glad when morning came. They fetched their trains as early as they could, and the visitor was left alone. "That's better," he poured to himself. "How can an engine rest with all that hissing and cranking?" The cleaning equipment and fuel supply were in a part of the shed that Boko and Bear shared. Old Stuck-up was so full of self-importance that he had forgotten that he needed cleaning and refueling before he went home. It was getting late when he remembered. The shed was empty. He thought, "If I go, no one will know I've been." He shuttered forward quickly, too quickly. The rails where Bear and Boko stood were oily, and when the visitor tried to stop, he couldn't. brake buffs and brake blocks and buffers. I'm slipping, he wailed. And his wheels locked and slitted. He shut his eyes while, a desperate whoop of horror, he crashed into the wall in the end of the shed. The diesel was not badly damaged, but a dreadful groan came through the hole in the wall. When the other engines came home, they heard about the story from Douglas, who had cleaned up the mess. Ho, 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 snorted Henry. Old Stuck-up came unstuck. I say, Boko, what is it the fat controller calls you? Versatile, chuckled Boko. But that isn't what he called old Stuck-up. I couldn't hear it, but I don't think it sounded very polite.